Hi guys! This is my tutorial for a caramel apple tumbler. I have already sanded and prepped my tumbler using an 80 grit sanding block and Rustoleum satin spray paint in apple red. Instead of using just one color of glitter for this tumbler, I decided to do an ombre, so I'll be adding a tad more epoxy than normal just to help me get a smooth transition between the colors. When epoxying mugs, make sure you go over the handles several times to make sure it's covered well by the epoxy. Using two colors of glitter instead of one will really give some depth of color to your tumbler. The effect will be subtle but gorgeous. This is just another way you can make your tumbler stand out in such a saturated market. Instead of glittering with a single color, try using two shades of the same color. When you're done, let your glitter layer cure and then we'll be ready for the next step. I sealed my tumblers with Krylon triple thick and now I'm ready for my first coat of epoxy. For this coat, I'll be mixing in Matador from PDB Creative Studio to add even more depth to the tumbler. I won't be adding it all over, just from the top to around the middle of the tumbler. Let this layer cure, then add one more coat of epoxy to get it nice and smooth, and we'll be ready to add the caramel drip. I couldn't find the exact shade of caramel that I wanted in my mica stash, so I mixed a few of my Woodies Goodies micas together to get the color I wanted. I couldn't really measure out the exact amounts, but I barely covered the bottom of a medicine cup with each color, with the Yosemitie gold being the least amount. If you don't want to go through the hassle of mixing, Mr. Universe was super close to the toasted caramel look I wanted, so if you have that, you'll be fine. The dark brown mica, Yogi, I added last and added just a smidgen just to give it a bit of a darker hue. Now that we have our mica color, let's get our drip mixture ready. I'll be using 30 milliliters of medium viscosity artist resin and Nice and Thick from Counterculture DIY. After mixing the epoxy, I'll add the Nice and Thick in a little bit at a time, mixing in between until I get the consistency I want. When your mixture is no longer runny and you can add drips to the side of your cup with minimal movement, you'll be ready to add your micas and apply it to the tumbler. When adding my drips, I like to swirl my drip mixture with my stir stick just to give it a little bit of texture. decided to add faux peanuts to go with my caramel apples, but you can also do a chocolate drip with faux sprinkles or faux chocolate chips. There are so many cute variations that can be done. Just have fun with it. And Lord have mercy, so many of y'all have inquired about this spoon. I got this super cute spoon from Counterculture DIY. I'll post our website in the description box down below, but it's a glitter spoon on their website. If you search that, it'll pop up. When you're all done, do not put your cups back on your turner or your drips won't have those drippy looking edges that we want. Just set them somewhere where they won't be disturbed to dry and gravity will do the rest. After your drips are cured, clean your rim and seal with a coat of epoxy. When adding my epoxy, I patted my finger over the nuts so they wouldn't get displaced. I only did one coat of epoxy, but if you would like a smoother feel to your tumbler, add another coat. I personally like the feel of the peanut texture, so I only did one. Let this layer cure, and you'll be all finished with your tumbler. Feel free to skip this part, but since I didn't add any decals to my tumbler, I decided to make a cute tag. I created a label that fits on the Park Lane tags from Joann Fabrics. I'll place a link to them in the description box down below. My tag does not align perfectly, but after you add the twine, you really can't tell. Just keep that in mind if you do decide to purchase a tag from my Etsy shop. That's it, guys! Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. These cuties would make a super cute back to school gift, or you can keep them for yourself. In either case, have fun making your caramel apple tumblers, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!